Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode. This is Slacker Gaming, and in this episode of the Kansas Rebuild franchise, we're going to start week 1. We do have a bye week, so we will go mostly over the recruits, how they're doing, how we think we're going to land on them in the end of the season, whether or not we think we're going to get them, that type of thing. We are also going to show you what kind of points we are going to spread out through all of these prospects for week 1. Stick around. So as I said, let's go ahead and kick off the recruiting process. Starting out with our recruiting board, we did add more people to it. We're going to add more people throughout the year, take people off, that type of thing. But let's start out by offering scholarships. Let's see. Also, we're going to check out the scouting to see if we should be offering them a scholarship. Looks like Adam Robinson actually drops down to a 66, which is kind of difficult because we thought he'd be a speedy guy. Coming in at 88 speed, I'm not even sure we want 88 speed for us. Corey Thomas dropping a little bit. Josh Wallace actually staying the same, but 88 speed again. Not very fast. Don't know if it'll be worth going after him or not, but let's go ahead, give him a few points to see kind of where we're falling in the other people, whether or not the other teams are giving him stuff as well. Going to tight end, we for sure want a tight end. Not really worried about the speed necessarily, but a Jim. Looks like we found a Jim Kiphootsie coming in at 77, so we'll definitely be giving him some points and a scholarship. Give him the scholarship there. We are top 3 with Nebraska, Missouri, and KU. We did unlock the ability to add 50 points in recruiting, so we're going to go ahead and give him the full 550 points. Hopefully we can pull him towards Kansas. Going to the tackles, Corey Rogers, our number 1 guy probably that we're going to go after. He's from Seward, Nebraska. Nebraska number 1 on his list, but we're going to add 550 and a scholarship to him. John Wright, we offer a scholarship. Not sure if we'll give him points or not. We'll have to see kind of once we get through all of our prospects, kind of what the points we have left. Ryan Walker, we're going to give him some points. John Wright, we're going to give him a few points as well. We will adjust these later. These points are not set in stone, but we will come back later and see if that's how many points we want to give them or if we want to give them fewer, more, that type of thing. Going to the guards, Daniel Harris. Cannot believe he's a 75 overall for him being a 1-star JUCO. Yes, he is a JUCO, which means we'll not have him a lot, but 75 for a 1-star. We probably won't have to give him many points in order to get him in the end, but we're going to go ahead, give him a scholarship, give him 250 points. Same thing with Cohen, and same thing with Drowning. Going to the center, I added Nick Long and Marvin Graham, mostly because I wanted to see if we could possibly pull off a crazy thing and get a center. So we're going to start off by giving him 550 points, see where all the other teams are going. If we are still getting beat and not gaining on them, then we'll probably knock off those points and give them to somewhere else. Hugh Bix, a guy we definitely want. Looks like he drops 2 down to 78, but still one of our top guys. Brian Evans goes up to an 80, so for sure wanting to give him some points as well. So we're going to go ahead and offer a scholarship to Hugh Bix. We're going to give him the max amount of points as well. Brian Evans, 2, offering him a scholarship, giving him a lot of points as well. Again, we'll adjust these based on what we have left over, what we kind of have to use, that type of thing. We're going to give Waller a few points, see if we could possibly pull him our way. The other 2 guys, we're going to offer scholarships, but we're not really going to necessarily go after them. Going to the defensive tackle, Brian Williamson. Looks like he increases up to a 75, so he now becomes a guy that we want to go after as well. Looks like our other guys that we were looking at drop dramatically. Even Kenny Carter dropping is didn't really expect that to happen. So we're going to go ahead, offer Williamson the scholarship, and we're going to also offer Carter the scholarship as well. Again, with the points, they're not set in stone. We're basically just kind of saying, hey, this is what we're kind of wanting to give them. Obviously, we have 50 points left, so we're obviously going to drop some other people down. Some guys that we have the room on, like Josh Wallace. I don't know if we're even going to want to pursue him as high, because we could get athletes later in the recruiting process and still pull off some good wide receivers from the athlete position. So we're going to drop these guys down. give us some additional points. You know, Walter Cohen, not really a guy we're going to give everything to, so we're going to drop him down dramatically. Going to try to save some points here. Let's go ahead and put at 500 until we know what other teams are giving and what we kind of need to give in order to give them. So 500 points is the maximum I think the computer can give. I'm not sure the computer can give over more than that, but let's go ahead and scout these guys. Looks like Lionel Douglas already scouted at a 71, Davon Smith at a 75, and then let's go ahead and offer J.R. Rogers. We really like what he can bring to our team. We're going to offer him a scholarship, Douglas a scholarship, and Davon Smith a scholarship as well. These are definitely guys we want to get, but I don't know how many points we're going to have in the end to give them. Davon Smith looks like we're going to give him 500 for now. Rogers, we're first on his list. We don't really need to give him points until we find out what other colleges are giving him. Again, running out of points, so we're going to have to make room for people. We're going to have to move points around because now that I'm in here, at the beginning of the season, I didn't really think that we would have that many prospects that we want to go after. But after looking at these prospects, if we can land even half of the guys we want, we're going to have a top 5 recruiting class. Our recruiting class, the way it looks now, if we can get 3 or 4, 5 stars, that's going to be huge. So let's go ahead and go over to the preseason ranks to see how the teams are looking at the beginning of the season. Ohio State getting that #1 overall rating, A+ for them. Florida at #2, Oregon lost in the national championship last year at #3, Texas A&M at #4, and then Big 12 foe Texas coming in at #5. #6 USC, 7 Stanford, 8 Alabama. They dropped drastically down there, but they actually did not do very well last year, lost a bunch of games. So they dropped down to #8, Notre Dame at 9, and Ole Miss at 10. Let's go ahead and find out kind of where we are, what we're doing. Just keep scrolling down. We'll also look at the Big 12 opponents in the top 25 probably. Looks like Oklahoma comes in at #15. So we got Texas at 5, Oklahoma at 15. Nebraska used to be in the Big 12. They're no longer. Arizona, one of the people we're going to face this year. Kansas State coming in at 24. So we got 3 Big 12 teams in the top 25. We'll wait and see how, it goes throughout the season, whether or not we have more or less. Going through, looks like Lafayette from last year, they did very, very well. They only lost that 1 game in the bowl game. They come in at #32. And Kansas coming in at #41. It looks like we are B overall, B on offense, B+ on defense, and then a D+, I think, in special teams. Going over the Big 12, how do they think we're going to finish right now? They think we're going to finish #5 behind West Virginia and above TCU. We'll have to see how the season goes out. Texas and Oklahoma, obviously, in the top 2. Going to the All-Americans to start out the season, Albert Mills finally making it in there after a great season last year. He's the #1 overall halfback right now. Not in overall actual ability, but in the first team place. Free safety, Dexter McDonald. So we end up with 2 guys in the first team. Again, I don't know why he's not returning #1. I don't know why Mills isn't returning #1. I'm guessing it's because he was already in there at halfback. And then Skylar Miles getting the second team middle linebacker role. So 3 guys in first team and second team. Going to the 4-year outlook of championship contenders, I'm liking what I'm seeing because since we took over last year and recruited in 2017 and 2018, we go down to #20 and #5. Right now they have us at 41, 37 next year, 20 in 2017, and #5 in 2018, meaning we did a wonderful job recruiting. We just got to keep up what we're doing, and we will be a top 10 team before we know it. If you guys like this episode, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, feel free to hit that red subscribe button. The last episode will be on the left. Make sure you watch that as it was preseason. And on the right will be all of the episodes starting from episode 1. Till next time, Slacker out.